Hi, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of the Daily BizLink. Jane Cebrynski is back for another impactful conversation. And today we're covering the topic of support teams. Jane, thanks again for being here.
Good morning, Lindsay. Happy Thursday once again. Thank you for having me. It's always such a pleasure. Appreciate it.
Yes, talking about rituals and routines. This has been a fun one. And I think a lot of people have, gained a lot of great insight from our conversation. So happy to continue to do those.
Yeah, and I love this ritual and routine too, and it's healthy in every aspect. So, all right, give me your 10 moment.
All right. Well, traditionally, my 10 moments always focus on the professional space. When you and I meet one-on-one, we tend to talk about the personal stuff. But in professional space, the thing that shows up for me this week is that we are wrapping up our summer associate program. Many firms, many companies, due to COVID-19, got rid of their summer internship program. And
Oh, wow.
pivot and move forward. So it has been a great growth opportunity for all of us. I think we've grown as a better and even stronger firm. And I think it's been a really positive experience for everybody. So that was my big 10 moment of the week.
Beautiful. And how lucky for those interns too, because I know so many kids were getting phone calls saying, I'm sorry, your internship has been canceled. Sorry, your job has been canceled. Sorry, your job has been delayed. So to think that you guys could, keep up with that is really awesome. Congratulations on that. That's a 10 moment.
Woo-hoo.
10 moment. Well, so we're talking about support teams, and that's a perfect example of the way that, you are supporting those individuals who are branching out into the industry. And we talk a lot about relationship, everything within the coaching dynamic begins with a relationship. And what I've discovered and what I've learned to value is, who are the people that we bring into or onto our support team, and being very intentional with the different roles that they play. And we didn't create this, but from a book called Bounce, I think the key to a resilient life, living the resilient life. They talk about four different types of people you should have on your support team. And you and I've talked about this because I'm on your support team. But this is an opportunity for people to really think about, who sits on their team and the role that they want them to play. So there's the prophet. So that might be the friend who is your wise friend. I like to refer to this person as the person who tells you not necessarily what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. And those are the friends that tend to be pretty direct. They show you the way. They help to uncover your real truth. And so they might call you out when they know you're kind of full of poop.
Hey, we all have those moments.
We have those moments. And then we've got the cheerleader, which is exactly what it sounds like. I mean, that's the person who shows you unconditional love. You can never do any wrong. They're your biggest champion, your biggest fan, and they always show up for you in that role. And then my favorite sometimes, depending on who the person is the harasser, because the harasser is that person that helps you laugh. When you've been kicked in the butt, maybe by your prophet, and then you've been loved on by your cheerleader, you've got that harasser that sometimes helps you to not see things in life as seriously and tends to bring the joy and the laughter. And then you've got the guide. So the guide, and that's often the role I see I act on as a support person and a coach for many of my clients. But that guide is the person who is a listener, and they listen for those nuances to help you discover more about yourself. And so those are, they don't necessarily always fit into the context of sport in the way we communicate, but we feel that having a support team is really valuable, and kind of giving them that definition helps to sort of sort out like who should be on my support team in that way. What are your thoughts? I know you've got a big support team.
Well, and I love how you broke it down into those different types of individuals, because I'm thinking through who my close-knit group of people are and thinking about, what roles that they play. And I do think it's important to have that balance and to have those conversations with, different types of, supporters. So yeah, I think I'll be more mindful of that moving forward, and I'll be able to give those individuals the title.
So this is what I found in my own experience when this was introduced to me and I started to practice it, was number one, being really intentional. And when I have coached individuals, what I've discovered is oftentimes the same people show up in all of the roles. And what you really want to do is build a diverse team. So maybe you've got a friend that you believe can fit all those roles, but if you're going to make a specific change in your life, or you want to really have, if you're looking to make that change, you may invite one person who could theoretically fit all those roles, but you might want to have them be specific to a role. So, for example, you might tell them you want them to be the prophet on your team. And that's the really important thing. So when you decide who you want to put on your support team, and we do this for anything. So it could be for a particular project. It could be for a particular season. It could be for a particular goal or desired outcome. So having a variety of people that you can change in and out, you can maybe put on the bench or bring back into your game, is really important. Keeps them from getting burnt out, maybe playing the same role, but it also creates that diversity. And if you think in terms of sport, we build teams that are diverse. We don't want them to be all the same height, the same skill set. We bring that variety. And the key is to bring that same variety into our lives.
So what is the challenge of the week? What do you want to challenge our listeners to think about or be more mindful of between now and our next conversation?
So what I love is think about a change you're trying to make, or a change that you want to go for, or something. It could be even a work project. And begin to identify, okay, who will be the prophet on my team? Who will be that person that, gives me the wisdom, calls me out, checks me when I need it? Who will be the cheerleader? Who will be my harasser when I start getting stressed out or start taking it too seriously? And then who's going to be my guide? Who's going to be that person that I can talk to that's going to listen to me and help me uncover and discover maybe some blocks or some challenges that might be getting in my way? But here's the key. You have to tell them that this is the role you want them to play. And then they have to accept that role. Because there's nothing worse than, number one, you putting somebody on your team and you don't tell them the role they want to play, you want them to play. And then you get frustrated and angry with them because they're not playing a role the way you want them to, but you haven't told them.
But to clarify, individuals can play multiple different roles. So it depends on the project or this given situation. So you just have to clarify, given that situation or that topic, how they can best help serve you.
Right. For example, maybe, there's a parent, and your parent oftentimes might be not only your cheerleader, but they are your guide. They are your prophet. But for a particular need, you might say, hey, you know what, Mom? I really want you to just be my cheerleader. I don't need any advice on this. I've got a different person playing that role. And what's cool about it is if Mom accepts, and says, okay, I can do that, then she knows that this is the role that she's playing in this particular way. And what I found really valuable is also honoring when someone says, I know that's the role you want me to play, but you know what? I just can't do it. That's just not who I am for you. And then you go, cool, no problem, somebody else. Cool. So I did this with my son when I had a challenge of making sure I woke up early in the morning to work out. And I knew being that he's also a Marine and very disciplined, he would send that text to me every morning. He wasn't there to be my cheerleader, go Mom. He was like, get your butt out of bed. So in that way, he was my prophet because he was going to be get out of bed. And so that's awesome because, the key is ask somebody to play the role, get them to accept, and then they know the role that they're playing for you on your support team in that particular way. And hey, they may play a different role next time.
Awesome. Thanks again, Jade, for being here today, for sharing those different types of support systems. I think we can all learn a little bit from that. And hopefully everybody will try and practice that here over the next couple of weeks. Thanks
again. And thank you for letting me be on your support team. It's always an honor. And I say yes.
All right. Thanks again. Talk soon.
All right. Bye-bye.